Hi, folks. I'm Nick Tucker with the Historical Fencing Guild. Before we get into it, let's talk about who pays our bills. Firstly, our broadcasts are made possible by a sponsorship from IndieCD.org. Yeah, the Independent Creator Directory is a one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, musicians, and all sorts of folks who can come together to help you make your project better. It's also a place where you can be secured, knowing that you're not going to get bumped off because some billionaire decided to get in a bar fight with another billionaire. So consider supporting them. They're also made possible by sales of my books, which I'll hold up later when I'm not holding the cat. The Simple Sword, The Fighting Axe, and The Simple Spear. My ongoing, I need to make more books. Series of Western martial arts manuals. But most importantly, we are made possible by the kind and loving support of my amazing Patreon patrons who you can join by donating just as little as $1 a month to help me keep the lights on. Now, we get to talk swords, jackets. I'm going to list their names off when the list comes up so I know I don't miss anybody. I am, however, going to have to take a second. Stuart, you ready to go? I'll say bye to everybody. Look at the light. Say bye to everybody. Okay, come on, Stuart. Anyway, I'm going to go, and I'm going to... oh, that's what's wrong. That's the wrong banner. That's why it's not showing the right people. Okay. Oh, no, you want to stay? Okay, Stuart's because if he chills out, he gets to stay for a while. I do have a lot to talk about today, both positive and negative, because boy, do I have a story for you good folks. But before we get into that, I'm going to let Stuart back. So just 1 second. I'm still here. I'm still here, even though I'm off camera. And things are falling. There we go. All righty. We have some stuff to discuss. Let's see who's in the chat. All righty. Hi. Okay. First through the door is Foxy. And Foxy's first again. And thesis would have been if he didn't have to be mailman. Kitty. Hi, Kitty. I was glad when you make it. And story time. Shall I get popcorn? We'll see. I had plans to do some acquisitions to shoot a video today. It was a perfect day for it. But first I was taking Xander out to the park. And we went down to a local park, which is very nice, and I saw a turtle, and I went walking by the rocks to see said turtle. I wanted to get a picture of it. I like turtles, and I like taking pictures. Somehow, I managed to pick up my foot and stab the top of my shoe onto a very large, very sharp rock, and then face plant. Amongst other things, breaking my button and ending up elbow deep, literally, into polyunsaturated yuck. It was not a pleasant thing, and I can't be mad about it because the very sharp rock managed to tear a hole through my shoe, through my sock, and into the base of my shoe, but not like it went right between my big toe and the next toe down. So I wasn't injured by that. I did crack the heck out of my knee falling on, and I did get to spend some time stuck like a post turtle on this rock, which was really quite unpleasant. But I impacted in such a way that it completely destroyed the button on my pants, so I got to go home for adjustment. So that did impede my plans. What? Oh, similar story. I was walking my pupper and stepped onto a very sharp rock, the bottom of my foot. I think my heel is bruised because it still hurts 2 days later. Ooh, that's not good. But so it did impede my plans out because I ended up covered in muck and with a gaping hole in my shoe and in my sock, but not my foot. So it's like, And like, when I'm laying there, I'm looking at the rock that I managed to avoid because I managed to still catch myself. This is why drills are important. I nat one, completely failed, but I managed to fall and catch myself in a relative safe manner on the mud. I would have been fine had it not been so slick. But and I've got some bruising. I mean, you can't see where most of the injury is, but we always have to be careful because I looked at it and there was a big old rock right by my head. If I had pulled the header down into that rock, it could have been, missed it by a couple inches. Good night, Nick. That's scary, especially since I was out with Xander basically by ourselves. And so that kind of impacted my day. However, I do have some stuff to discuss with you because I am getting ready for the pumpkin invasion. I've heard that the vines are growing, and I must be ready, as all people who are on YouTube must be ready. The pumpkins can't be tolerated to invade and run forth, so I will have to do something about it. And that's just going to have to be thinking, oh, what's this? Kitty says, I tripped coming down the stairs into my dance studio. If I had caught myself, I would have had a nail go through my ear. Oh, that's rough. Sorry, I had this thing about eyes on purpose. I am so glad that didn't happen, Kitty. So, yes, awareness is a good thing, and training your reactions is a good thing, and building up what you can is a good thing, because I'm not a terribly klutzy person these days, but boy, did I roll a 1. And that's part of why I try to get people to train, because if you train your body for things like sparring and sword fighting, your reflexes actually will literally save your life. And that's really, really important, because if you're not building that, you're letting yourself get weaker, and we want to be better than that. Don't bring up Shiru poking his eyes out to save his friends. It makes Nikki icky. You aren't wrong on that. You aren't wrong. But, Johnny, I am so glad you're in the chat, because I was starting to do my usual go-throughs of checking how everything is. And I saw something in the training weapon that made me go, oh no. And then go, oh no, I have to show this to Johnny. Now, I've been training with a pair of safes. I believe they're pronounced safes. SAIF. Curved sword, single thing. And I have found a trainer that Johnny needs to see. And I will bring that up right after this comment. This says, I talked a little bit on my stream last week about how my accident has made me hyper aware of what's under my feet. And even still, I stumble or step on sharp things. Absolutely, because guys, no matter how good you are, everybody makes mistakes. And it's not going to stop 100% of them. You will fall down. Everybody does in one way or another. However, you're much less likely to, and when you fall, you'll fall in a way where you can either catch it or roll it out. Now, mine was a very distinct, because it physically had hold of my foot, so I had to fall in a way not to break my ankle. I'm still not sure how I did it. A part of me really wants to go back to where I fell and look, but I suspect if I tried to say, I'd like to go back and see where I fell so I can figure out how it happened, Mandy would give me the look of death. And I don't want to get the look of death, because the look of death is quite intimidating. You know, if you marry a formidable woman, you have to remember that you've thus married a woman who is formidable. And I encourage you to marry formidable people. That it's very good to have around, but you also have to realize it comes with a price. So I probably will not be going back to that part of the park anytime soon. Real litany of Odyssey. But I want to show you guys something. I was on Amazon, and friends, behold this thing. Okay? Now tell me that this is not a Johnny approved training sword. This is a polypropylene trainer. And it is so close to being good, but it has been kit rayified. I mean, guys. Let's see if I can get this to come up. Show me the picture. Okay, now not only did it come up, it zoomed at the same time. So look at this spur. It breaks all the rules. Like, there is no reason for this. There is no reason for the spur at the back. Why is the pommel sharp? And okay, I can almost see it because that's curved basically away from you with the way you grip a sword like this. I can see how that works, but they have to, nope, there's a definite, like, is that a bottle opener? Did they put a bottle opener on the backside of this sword? Most people think that dancers are the most balanced and poised people. Sadly, not true. Giggles. Screenshot. Of course. Needs more spikes. Needs more spikes. Thank you. Thank you. Your suffering doesn't just totally wound my very soul. It doesn't break my favorite rule. And what rule is that? 1 second. Now, I'm sorry, I had to make a call for that. Bottle opener might be the only useful bit. See, the problem is it's Halloween and or it's approaching. The rule of cool. See, it's so close to being cool. No, but he's. Yep, bring those to me, please. Yeah, you can use your handle to use your hand to open the door. Please use your hand to open the door. You can use your hand on the handle. There you go. Thank you, son. Don't forget to close the screen door. Thank you, son. Okay. Now, if I go here, let's see. I think this will give me a reasonable. I have been drilling. I want the with these guys. Now, technically, these as well have forward-facing odd spikes. I'm not sure why, but they have these odd spikes. So you do get the strike. So I can sort of see what they were going with those. And in fact, I quite like these swords. I've been drilling with them nightly. Oh, gall, for the last, I'm not sure, month and a half, because I'm working on developing a form to use these to drill both my arms at the same time so I can make my end of day drills faster. I find that helps a lot. Wouldn't the spiky pommel be uncomfortable? Now, see, theoretically, that is beneath the grip. If I do it like this, maybe? Nope, it won't do that. And it won't. Okay, that's the one I'm looking for. Your grip would theoretically be above it, and that's not unlike my bush sword. But this shark fin thing There was no why. Why did they put this shark fin thing? They would on the opponent's head. I mean, I can see the pommel strike aspects, but why? Why is there this thorny shark fin? And it kind of hurt my soul. So I thought Johnny needed to see this horrific little bit of sword that was almost right, but then somehow mutilated. Because I look for things, and I always check for what trainers look good or new or interesting to discuss. And we could do things with different grips. Oh, I might have something for you guys. Oh, no, they lied. Okay. Let me pull that. There we go. The rapiers are in stock. The 51 is the best price. But I know at least one. Now, see, Johnny, I know you can make that sword better, and it will at least look better. But I don't think it's quite going to be, my jam. It may hurt my very soul. But I also knew my man Johnny's going to have a good time with that. So I really wanted to make sure that you had a shot at that. I know my buddy Rich Asplund has wanted to see here. Let me do this. I wasn't planning to do the show this way, so give me just a second while we deal with the technical difficulties. I'm going to move this to a new window. Move this to half so I can see what I'm doing. Move this to half so I can see what I'm doing. And then present, share screen, window, boom. This way I can keep everything on my screen without having to move it around. Although technically I could fire up my display over here, but I like it on one screen. Hide that because that's in the way. Now, a barong has a reasonable, it has that forward sweep of the pommel, which is nice, but it doesn't, wound you. And the reason I look at training swords is I have a theory, friends, and I really want you guys to think about it. If you're going to take up an art, why not get a trainer that matches the style you want to fight? Now, see, I would get this if my hair were spiky and I had a problem with someone who's never just a memory. But I don't need an awful villain idea for D&D. Thank you. Anyhow, I was trying to stop my phone from causing trouble, but it failed. Why is it? There we go. So this is like a baby Buster sword. Let's see. If you can't find one, make it yourself. Send me the pieces and I will knock it out for you. Well, see, and that's the thing. We got to find that. We got to match our weapons to what we train with and vice versa. So I'm actively hunting to find the right trainer for my bush sword, which I will be doing a video about in the near future. And you have to kind of keep track. Now, yes, I can go on to Purple Heart Armory and find any number of weapons that are very cool, and I can refer them to you guys and possibly get a kickback if you guys use it there. That's why I have an affiliate link. But I also like to give options of what else is out there because this lets us find things that might be useful. Like this stout little fellow who looks like a mix between a short sword and a butterfly knife. I'd love to know what the blade length on it is. But that would be information I need. So let's see what they have to say. All these other, okay, now they're showing other weapons, but they are not showing the product information. Okay, here we go. 9 inches dagger. The package is 9 inches long, which tells me that that's actually quite small. If the package dimensions is 20 inches long. Still, that's probably only maybe a foot long blade. That's an interesting little side weapon, though. Now, one I want to look at is this guy. And the reason I want to look at this guy, and please can I get a non-forced perspective shot? Okay, here we go. This is interesting. Let's see, click image. Is it going to? There we go, maybe. Not really. It is not being cooperative. They never show this trainer in a way that I feel like I can analyze what I am looking for. Because this looks like a decent two-handed trainer. It's like average, totally fine. Now, see, yeah, yes, a Kriegsmesser. I have a great love for Kriegsmessers and Messers in general, if only because of the history around them. Now, see, the saber I've been using, they're now calling the Wolf Saber. It has changed names a couple times, but I find these to be quite good. I don't. Oh, okay. It's giving because that's what the zoom in box looks like. If I were sparring with anybody else, I'd really consider just slicing, grinding off these protuberances on the back so nobody gets hurt. But these seem like decent. These are decent traders. They're balanced fairly well. They flow well. Sorry, that yawn got stuck. But these Chinese trainers can be very hard to find for different styles. And it's deucedly annoying to have to order online because you never fully know what it is that you are finding. Oh, God. Oh, see, they broke down and just started calling this the Hobbit sword. Can you get a chest knight instead of a wolf head? No, but I think that's if I were. Let me go back. Sorry, Amazon's being a little problematic, but to the wolf head trainer. Where did it go? Where did it go now? Where did the wolf head trainer go? Give me just a second. See, every time I look at things, they rearrange themselves a little bit to make it harder to come back to it, even though I have ordered a couple of these. No, I will not get distracted. But yes, I do think if you basically took a Dremel tool and carved off the offending parts, you could make it into a. Let me do this. Let me try this. Let me see if I can't just bring this up easier. I put wolf in the name. I thought that would make it easier. It is actually making it worse. This is what I get for looking away from something. Anyway, I'm going to stay park here because I think this might be a point people want to discuss. But for my as a you could cut the shape of it down. Wait a second, I'm being daft. Okay, so let's make myself big, and it's great seeing you, Ogre. Okay, this is the actual trainer that I was talking about. It would not be hard to cut this spur off and blunt this nose and turn it essentially into a chest knight for my paladin. I do think that would work real well, but yeah, actually, I don't see any problem just trimming the nose down and losing that. With slight modification, it could be turned into a horse head, especially if I decided to shape it, because this stuff, if this is solid and I haven't messed with it, I'm a little concerned because there appears to be a sunken in the middle that like there might be a void in this. Let's see. You can find Jin in certain Dao trainers, but for Chinese arts, that's about it. This is true. However, if you are looking, you can find. We'll stick here for now because I don't want. I did literally just find the hook sword. So they are selling hook swords at per $90 for a pair of them. So if that is something you were interested in, this looks like it's the same production company as the other one, so I can reasonably believe in the I'd expect it to be similar quality. That the suspension on the crescent guards is dubious, but it might be worth it if that was something you really wanted to get into, as I found very few others. Right now, why isn't this off the net? Let me look at something. Yeah, it's off the net. If you're looking for a specific trainer, let me know. We'll see what we can do to make it easier on you. And hey, Cindy, not ignoring you, glad to hear from you. And leftover Chinese food. That does sound good. Had to make my rope dart trainer out of a racquetball and some paracord using the design Thesis gave me. I saw a tiger hook sword trainer once, but for most Chinese arts, it's not I agree. I'm serious. Let me know what styles you're looking for because I know PHA. Give me a second. There we go. Remember to add the question mark click equals 1745 to get the bonus for me. But I kind of want that, but I'm not a big Littenhauer guy, even though he's adorable. Let's go here. World martial arts, Chinese culture, and see what they're listing right now. I'm not sure why the wide cane is listed there, but I mean I can see it as Chinese. It just fits. Synthetic Daos, butterfly trainers. Now these are simplified, but this style of trainer is nearly bulletproof. I do absolutely love this style that they make of their basic lines. Both a Ming trainer and a Jin, Ming style Jin and a King style Jin, depending on which way you want your guard facing. I do find the 7-branch sword trainer hilarious. I would probably say get your tiger hook your hook sword here, because it'll cost you $10 more, but there's the edges aren't nearly as sharp, so I think it's a lot safer. But it's like these are very expensive because the amount of plastic they take up for anyone looking for that. So is there something specific you're shopping for? And I will see if I can find it. Hey, Ogre. Hey, Foxy. And coffee cups for everyone. Glad I could get here to be heard from. We're always glad to hear from you, Cindy. Hey, Ogre. I'd share, but mine. I understand. We fully understand the riot being possessive. I will say this one is much more expensive, but if you plan on long-term heavier use and you want a little safety, I would go for, this is the same kind of style as his Penty line. They're very, very nice. I also like the grips better. It would be very fun to play with. Now, I am actually, when I have enough money to make sure I can at least order one, I want to order, let me see, basic trainers, use long sword. Why am I still getting messages even though I've turned that off and unplugged it from the internet? Okay. I want to track down one of these guys because these are long swords geared towards youth. You're still working on Christian making Han and Tang Dynasty Jin because you don't see those on the market. Absolutely, and that's what I love seeing, more connection between the creators. But these are things I want to see more people interested in part because of the grip is nicer for smaller hands, and obviously there are different colors you can get, which is nice. Nope. The trick with these guys are the sizing. It's overall 36, so it's a 26-inch blade, which means they are perfect. They're going to be a perfect longsword for the shorter ladies who participate, and they should be light enough so that people who haven't had time to build up the musculature can. Oh, hi, Dark Moon. Oh, look at you. Cindy's working on a commission surprise for someone. Oh, that is amazing. Hi there. What are these? These are the longsword trainers for youths. They're running they're $34.99, which is a very nice price. They've got a 24, is it 26? 26.5-inch blade and a double length hilt. So you can figure they're 36, they're 20, so it's a 9.5-inch grip, which makes them perfect for the smaller people. They're not currently in stock, and I need to hound him for the to have these made, because it sounds like there's a little bit of height variance, but these would be great for so many of us. Honestly, I would love to get one because it's a long enough grip at 9 inches. Let's see. Oh, okay. So the grip on that, let me a second here. Let me do this. Okay. This is an FE9 trainer. This knife, the lifesteal knife of this is one of my holy grails, and that's not countable. But the grip is 9 inches, which means that would be perfect, essentially bastard sword length for yours truly. Because it's just enough that I can go through all the motions and not tie up. I think some of my even smaller students would really benefit from that. And at $34.99, so $35, Now, mind you, plus shipping. Shipping is where it does get ugly. And I'm not getting shipping information on them. But I really do think that, let's see, what are the quantity discounts? 4 or more, 29. So it might be worth pitching in to get these guys if people are interested, and see if I can't just email and ask a bulk order. I also love seeing these right here. These kits are some of the best things you can get because it's two swords and a manual that you can learn and train with people. A resource like this, sub $100, is incredible, and it's something that should keep up. And Cindy's going to post pictures after the recipient receives. I am so excited because I know what it's like to get something from Cindy, and she is amazing. Hi, Teddy. Hanjin are getting a bit more popular with folks, possibly due to seeing them in Chinese dramas. And LK Chen, guys, okay, if we're going bigger money, LK Chen is starting a beautiful line of historical recreations with actual proper distilled paper. Skullgrim actually was just reviewing their historical sabers, and I'm rather excited to see that. And hell, Foxy, and hell, we love seeing Blue Teddy. Hey, evening. Am I blue? Am I blue? Ain't these tears in these eyes telling you? Wow, deep cut, my man Johnny, to possibly the greatest episode of Justice League ever, where you just find out how much Batman gives a dang about Wonder Woman. It really, really is amazing. Evening, Teddy. LOL. Evening. I'm glad to see you guys. Oh, it slaps, but it's so expensive. And that's my problem. I can't afford the price. I've handled them. Their swords are amazing. Watch that afternoon. Got LK one hand, one European. I love them if I had your unlimited funds. Friends, we all live in the realm of if I had unlimited. Well, let's see. Let's be bad. And this is not a commercial for LK Chen. This is just looking at what they have. Okay. I have to use this. I am becoming a bit of a fan of the Sam Shears, although that's a bit of an aggressive curve even for me for some of my deals. These are videos. Okay, there's got to be, 3 little lines. American. Yes, the 1860 cavalry saber. Look at this beast. This is a beautiful weapon. I watched Skull's video earlier today as well. It was interesting. It was a great video. I'm attempting to save for Ribaldo, but I am so poor. Dark Moon, I feel your pain on that one. The Ribaldo is gorgeous. I am at the point, though, in my sword buying journey where I am looking for custom rigs that are simply not out there much yet. So I have to try to find things that fit me exactly, which means I'm going to have to pay bladesmiths to make something custom. That's when it comes down to the next sword I really invest in, it will have to be something like that. But I am curious. There's the Ribaldo that we were discussing. Once we get past it. The Ribaldo is lovely if you like Oakshot type 11. I need to rememorize my Oakshot typology. This is a very clean, very classic sword, and a lot of people love them. Now, I'm going to say, if I were looking for something, let's just go where I'm likely to go. European, Let's see what the Tizona. I would love to put my fingers in that hilt. And yes, maybe we can do a have you do a proper review video. Thesis, you're doing Thesis is doing his own live streams now. I would love to see you do a cutting demo or just a proper review on the LK Chen swords you've acquired. If you have a chance, get it. I saved for close to a year to get mine. I would love to put my fingers in that hilt. Wow, look at that ring. Excuse me, not enough spikes. Now I understand that, but this if you want an aesthetically gorgeous cup hilt, look at this beast. Utterly exquisite. I mean, that's problematically attractive as a weapon for me. But then again, I am a sucker. It's on the list. Understood. And all us artists need to protect our hands. I understand it doesn't have enough spikes, but you did a very spiky rapier that made a lot of people happy. And I feel like having shown off that horrific trainer earlier, yeah, isn't it? I'll go back. I'll go back to that. That's not what I want. Didn't mean to go back that far. That's to the Tizona. This is, I mean, I'm scared to know how expensive it is. Like, oh god, these are so beautiful, and I know they're. Oh, they have more pictures. I mean, these are exquisite weapons. Although there's a bit of dead space that I'm not sure I like, right at the guard. I prefer a continuous dome, and that looks a little flat. I'm not sure I'm 100% behind that, actually. That's interesting. Let's see, how much is it? Yes, that's what it is. That's about it. I just want to find the price, but it's not showing me the price, which means it's probably, let me go to my cart and make sure it's not. My cart is empty. 400 to 600. Oofta. Oh, Dark Moon. I'd like to show you guys my Purple Heart still. Got a custom synthetic based on Nick's design like 2 years ago and never made a video for it for anxiety reasons. Well, I tell you what, Dark Moon, let's just get away from LK Chen for a moment because it's distracting. And I'm going to do that. There we go. Make my life a little easier too. You've got some options. You could do it. You could do a video and never put your face on it. Your first videos, anybody who's doing videos, your first videos will be halting and stuttered, and you'll do it for a while, and you'll still have bad videos. That doesn't mean you can't get your point across, and that doesn't mean it won't be respected and appreciated. Now, almost everything I do is not scripted, so almost everything you hear from me is off the cuff. So I would I'm sorry, I got a message that was problematic. Someone doesn't know the difference between a cleric and a paladin, and there being a thing about it. Well, I will deal with that later. Uh, but yes, do a video, get started, share it around. Or you can just put a picture up and talk about it on the Facebook public group. Johnny says, if you want to see Thesis stuff, go to youtube.com/@bladedthesis. The E in Thesis is a 3. And you can check out his channel. It's a great channel. I expect wonderful things from him. I remember, this is the Historical Fencing Guild, okay? This was never set up to be the Nick Talker School of Swordplay and Tactical Awesomeness. I'll have to bring out my one of my retired alternate personas, Beards McOperator, and demonstrate the Super Tactical Extreme 3000 system. Because that's what it seems like a lot of these videos are. When you start looking into martial arts and self-defense and historical weapons. This is the guild. A guild is an organization that brings folks together and helps them get resources to elevate themselves. That's what guilds are about. So that's what I try to do. I would love to see Dark Moon having a channel. It would seat better in the scabbard with the flat. Point. No, that is a very good point. It seats better with a flat in a scabbard. Very, very good point. It's never a good sign when they hide the price. That's true too. Do you have an opinion on a Zephos? A Zephos is a fine sword. Let's hold on. Let's do this for now. And I'll just come over here. I have to move some screens around when I'm operating this way. Let's see. Zephos. And see, unfortunately, I could type. And I may be saying it wrong. Zephos double edge. This is one of those where a Zephos is a great sword. Yeah, I want to make sure. It's okay. A Zephos is basically Sting. One of my favorite swords of all time. It just has a very heavy pommel. This style of sword is a great cutting and thrusting. It carries over from the Bronze Age, so the design is very strong. They're great weapons, and you can find them as trainers. It's just, unfortunately, they get lost in the Sting mythos sometimes. So what we need to find is okay, that's a model. Of course it is. Let's see. We'll do this. Go. Zephos training sword. And this is what I do a lot of times, folks. Oh yeah, because that's the Cold Steel trainer is basically a Zephos. It's close. They work great for what they are, but you have to understand they're very simple weapons. They're meant for heavy, powerful thrusts and short-range chops. They're not ornate. They're meant to be coupled with a large shield. So they do what they do. If you go to the shop, it will show the price. That particular model's $500, which is standard for most of the blades. Yes, I did notice that Christian took down that design. I'm not quite sure why. I don't believe that you were responsible for it. It's still a great design and a great trainer. I still have mine. They just didn't catch on because they didn't have a TV attachment. A lot of the trainers that Christian Dorst does that sell well, from what I have seen, either are featured in Forged in Fire or predominantly in a film or series that's going on. Let's see. Well, the Tisona is $490 and the Vincenzo is $500. Both collectors and paladins have backs. I can work with that, so it's all the same. I understand that. This is not the door. Wow, almost an entire bag of batting went into the belly of the beast. It's not properly filled. Be right back. I need a second bag. What are you making, you magnificent woman? I know I can't know, but it's a mystery, so I'm recording. Knowing the difference between a cleric and a paladin requires some degree of nuance. Good luck with that issue. Indeed. Back again. And I'm glad you're back, Cindy. Next stream will be a week from tomorrow. It will be my birthday stream. Well, happy birthday early, Thesis. That's good to know. And you have something to box. Love it. Happy birthday. I was looking for Sting for, yes, that is something that's been problematic because it was quite hilarious. We had a live action recreation of Sting in that my buddy John Miner actually gave me what's being called the Sting trainer. He literally gave me one. He goes, I got this dagger, and in his hands, it looks like a short dagger, and I grab hold of it, and I can get, it's nearly a bastard sword grip, and I love it. I think you should be able to find a Sparta length in that. The problem with those weapons are they're modeled on Bronze Age technology, which they kept the swords much shorter because the metal could not hold up at the lengths that steel can or iron. Sting is super cool. I enjoy the old animated version of Sting from the 70s. The finger ring under the hilt, almost like a reverse bayonet hilt, is such a cool thing. I agree. They're amazing. Wait. I don't get it. What do backs have to do with the difference between paladins and clerics? Johnny plays an assassin, basically. They're the same on their corpses. Blue Song save it back. That's not very nice rogue energy. Thank you. And I want to put up cleric goes wacky smacky, paladin goes slashy hacky. That is beautiful. That is one of the best definitions of difference between cleric and a paladin I've ever read. I prefer the Rankin Bass animated Sting as an offhand blade. I'm looking for the main hand single weapon version of the live action. No, I get what you're saying. I get exactly what you're saying. You played it in my heart, Johnny. I spent the whole time running Lord Cage with the intent of what would Johnny do. Well, saying what would WWJD? Oh wait, no, I don't want to be sacrilegious. What would WWJC still? Dang it! Yes. And clerics turn the undead mare paladins get smite. In this case, in the case of the discussion that was being had, the paladin in question is running. I was using that as a way to explain a bit of a study I'm having. and he wasn't getting the concept. So I tried to simplify it, and it still didn't quite sync. So it's interesting, and it's one of those a thought experiment that happened, and it may be being hijacked a little bit because somebody doesn't quite get what's going on. So I'm going to have to try to deal with that before my comments turn into the Crusades. Kitty, that hurts my soul that you've never played D&D before. We can arrange. I know I want to run a panel show. I could even run for the patrons if you are interested, and possibly a couple select guests or something special. A let's play of some sort. I'm working on some projects that might work well with crossing the streams, but that's a great way to see it. A cleric is a priest that fights, and a paladin is just a knight that prays. That's a lot closer. That's one is more evangelical, one is more intercessionist, is another way of looking at it. Yes, they absolutely. And since this was a more modern discussion, it's coming up quite quickly. Don't cross the streams, Ray. You told me not to. Look, I couldn't help it. It popped in my head. Something that could never hurt us. And I want your opinion, because I have you guys here, and I'm curious. Would you guys be interested in seeing me do and it would be extended because it's going to take a long time, but a RPG where the weapon differences between the different weapons are more from the perspective of someone who's actually fought with them. No, anyone can become a cleric. A paladin is called. Yes. I have this great annoyance with 5th edition, in that they're trying to say that paladins are powered by their oath, not their deity, to bypass the religious overtones. And I said, if you're an oath is a contract. If you are powered by a contract, you're a warlock, not a paladin. And that just ignited a whole poop storm. But yes, I'm sorry. OG Ghostbusters is and will always be the best. I will admit, I have not seen the latest 2 Ghostbusters movies. So I didn't see the all-female reboot, and I didn't see Afterlife. Not through any judgment on my own. I just didn't have access to it. I would, but don't know how all the hard work is worth the for the market. Most people just want their blade to look nice and cut. That's true. Okay. I got to. If you're talking about the game where Swordmaster's done it, then we'll see. I think we are approaching a time where custom materials are going to be more common again. If they ever find a way, and the Mark Forge stuff is pretty good, but to do reliable 3D printing that's sturdy enough for full speed combat, weapons and armor are going to be insanely cool. I'm just waiting to see it happen. That's because modernist Zoomers all think that villains are cooler. It will always be easy to think villains are cooler. They do, to villains' credit, they get the best music and they get the best background. Back when I was still buffering, the head guy handed me the reins of someone who wanted me to play it more like a D&D game. She tried to tell me that as a warrior, I wasn't smart enough to open. Oh, God. That's a type of LARPing, and that's something that it has its place. but it isn't what I do. And I've actually, uh, and yes, villains do it better, tailors, but there are a lot of places that want to LARP and the role play aspect. And if you want to do that, go have fun. I like to keep my role playing on one side and my actual fight training on the other because I use them for different things. This is why I haven't gone to something like Amp Guard, where you have to count the hits by different colored weaponry. That's just not the way my mind is programmed anymore. I was kind of ruined by the SCA for that, but the practicality they could. I think I've been such a forever DM that I have trouble getting into the mind of just one player. It's just not how my mind works anymore. Let's see. I still haven't played a cleric. The only paladin I played was a jokish one where I was an Oath of Vengeance paladin. But hold on. Who thought she was an elf for reasons, but she was really a gobbo. I'm going to be honest, I kind of adore that character concept and think that's wonderful. But then I am a sucker for gobos in general. But did she have a back, though? Villains are also better. Yes. I wanted to play more like Lee Mumbai, still swordsman, but she said that wasn't allowed. Well, then that might not be the game for you. I refuse to confirm that, Johnny. Because of Johnny, I'm going to start making back plates. Back plates of bonus against backstab or something. I have to work on this. Because there are too many paladins out there getting shanked. Now, mind you, I've run paladins, I've run clerics. I will let you in on this. I actually had planned a character for the Red Valkyrie Presents game that I never got to run as a fallback if I decided not to run Gizmo Glitch. And he was a level 10 character where he had a couple levels of fighter, a couple levels of celestial warlock, and a couple levels of paladin, because he had been working his way up the hierarchy to actually be able to serve a deity. He was a neat character. I may do something with him later. I have him saved on D&D Beyond. But I've been fine with LARPing, but she had such strict classes and didn't leave any room for discussion or changes. Yeah, see, that's problematic. Now that's just mean. Yeah, well, I mean, Teddy is going to be has the right to cover her own back, and if not, there's you can't role play to stop most people who've already decided on causing you grievous bodily harm. That's true too. Their fault for being paladins, good deeds, and all that. First off, boy, do people get paladins wrong. Paladin is I'm not supposed to engage in I'm supposed to engage in a fight by honorable rules. However, once that fight starts, it's on. And that doesn't mean a paladin can't be tactically aware of their situation. Back armor of anti-Johnny. The Cage Bane armor. It is 100% proof against, it neutralizes backstab bonuses. What? If you want to hit me, you have to hit me fair. Oh, that's a wonderful concept, and I do quite love that. But I am, like I said, I'm working on some RPG projects. I have a bunch of books out. I do want to, briefly, before I wind up the show, remind some folks that not only, if you don't have it, please consider getting this, or if you have Kindle Unlimited, and these should be all able to be read for free. But The simple sword, the fighting axe, and the simple spear are all available through Amazon. You can get those. They're great books for learning how to sword fight. And I do want to remind you guys that my collection of short stories, Through the Thinning Veil, Volume 1. What? Nothing. I'm not planning more. Is out. And several of these stories are based on actual paranormal consultation and or events I've been to. Several are absolute fiction made up from the ground up. You guys get to figure out which ones are which. This is great fun. Snag that for yourselves too. I just wanted to put that out there before I forget. I don't approve of this meta, and Solitaire will make it illegal. You don't think that Lord Solitaire isn't rocking a protection against being backstabbed by Johnny? I mean, really, his house is bigger. He's not stupid. Don't forget to like and such things. Absolutely, please like, share, and subscribe. And Cindy mentions that you can find all the books at amazon.com/store/Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tucker /author /B07P26PSF3. That's actually one of the potential titles for these series, because I have all these stories tied to my days as a paranormal consultant and other things I've encountered and then studied, and then short stories I've written that feel like that I need to put out in sequence. Sacred Bovine. Second bag of batting down the gullet, and this piece still isn't properly stuffed. Oh my gosh, someone is going to be in seventh heaven. Then return from the thinning veil. I'm thinking about must pick up a few cheap pillows tomorrow. That sounds like a good thing. Call the armor the Johnny Cage. No, that would be if I found a way to attach the unkillable Johnny Cage, like a phylactery for him. When do we get the Veil Strikes Back? Well, that'll depend on sales, because I have a lot of projects I need to work on, and I'm going to work on the ones that are making me money right now. Which is good, because it means likely I'll have to deep dive some of my manuals that I've been neglecting. But things are coming, and there's some good stories in there. I also made it all large print because I got tired. I got tired of having to squint to read books. Nicholas Tockert and the Veil of Doom. Don't get sued now. Don't get sued. Anyway, basically, I don't run so well, and a large number of situations I've encountered are much less heroic and much more, hi, my name is Nick, run. There are reasons why Doctor Who resonated with me, but so enjoy my books. Well, Kitty, I'm sure, I'm serious. We could always set up a Let's Play if there's no other way to get you gaming, because I know you aren't near anybody locally, so we can figure something out. A Johnny Cage sounds like a porta potty in Waterdeep. Ogre! There is a certain pseudo-cannibalistic chef running around in Castle Solitaire that has to be flushed out. Dance of the Thinning Veils? Oh my. Enjoy the art too at deviantart.com. Yes, I've been putting up a whole bunch, and I'm actually planning to do some more art this weekend. And then you can help others be safely dangerous. Patreon.com/The Historical Fencing Guild. She's one of those Canadians. I mean, he's not. Wow, Johnny. Brother, I love you, but you are feeling the pain today. This is like the chat strikes back. Just watch Ed Greenwood's video on plumbing in the realms. Wow. That's amazing. Plus, anytime you can watch something with Ed Greenwood. And guys, for some of us, it may seem like I'm getting way off topic by talking D&D and horror, but what inspired us to pick up the sword in the first place? You know, we wanted to become the heroes we read about. So I feel I have an obligation not only to try to write about the how to become a swordsman, but to try to make characters that will inspire people towards heroics at some point. I haven't found the right story to do it, but I try. Poor Johnny. I didn't know Rock Bottom had a basement until now. Man, I'm just gonna drink to poor Johnny having a bad day. I hope things go better. And Key says, I played Skyrim and Oblivion, and my characters are always different depending on the day. I understand that too. That's why I've played so many different types of character over the years. I do usually play good guys. And the reason I usually play good guys is twofold. One, I feel better playing a good guy. It's like when I'm playing like Skyrim or I don't like taking the conversation options that are mean, because that's not fun for me. The other reason is, guys, I've been a DM and a GM for better than 30 years now. I've been the bad guys, and I've been some bad dudes in games. For me to be the good guy, I love being the laid back support guy. Let you guys be the hero, because I get plenty of time to talk when I'm DM. Let's see. The fact that Perseus kept dropping his sword, I figured I could do better. Yeah, no, that's a good thing. My man Zorro, the old black and white Zorros. Oh, inspirational. Always outnumbered, having to be sneaky to pull stuff off, but doing the right thing. Oh, absolutely. I like Captain America. I have this thing, guys, where I like the good guy. Despite his politics now, Kevin Sorbo in Andromeda. Love that. I thought vampires liked it underground. They're usually safer there. My current playthrough is a Khajiit archer. I like to keep my enemies at bay like I do with my rope dart. Nothing wrong with that. I still think, okay. You know what? We've been looking at your weaponry all wrong. We've been trying to figure out what you like, and we need to do is what goes with a rope dart. So, in a situation where you can't use your rope dart, it's going to be one of two things. They are out of rope dart range, where you'd want something like a bow or a sling. And I honestly, being a rope dart person, you might really like learning the sling, like the shepherd sling, because that would give you range. Beyond that, but still a rope part. And then you have much closer. So that's going to be short knife, dagger, but again, light, fluid, fast motions, because you're a dancer. You might actually do well with a variant of small sword. Oh, gosh. I know what to do with you. Kitty, I just figured it out. Long time ago. Long time ago. In a kingdom far away, I had hatched a plan. I had a friend, and she's not Uh, uh, we had a parting of ways, but she was a ballet dancer, and I was working on uh, incorporating what motions felt natural to her into a variant style of swordsmanship. So you probably want a light curved sword or a very light straight sword of short to medium length that will flow well with your movements. We can work with that. And let's see. Uh, there's underground, and then there's the sewers. Then there's the sewers populated by beholderkins and otyugs. I hate that word. I'm always sure I've mispronounced it, but that's okay. What goes with rope dart? Bondage. Well, then, okay. So, for the farther range, maybe train in using a bolo, or throwing knives. I quite like throwing knives. James Bondage. There it is. Bondage. Yep. Her rope dart is a bit different than most. The tip is actually sharpened spearhead so that when people get too close, you can still stabby. So she needs a backup weapon similar to that. Oh, dare I say a kunai? That she can use because you have to think if she's not using a rope dart, they're either inside its effectiveness or it has been somehow disabled by being tangled around a target. It's stuck in something. The knot failed, something like that. Otyug is pronounced run for your life. Kitty, can you just yell, get over here when using it just once? We got to get Kitty like doing some videos too, because she just sounds like an amazing person. And there's so much chemistry, charisma coming off. She has the riz, but that you guys need to do videos. We need to get more build up on there. LOL. I will neither confirm nor deny that I have done that from time to time. Oh, I will lay money that you have because it would be tragic if you hadn't. That's delightful. That is delightful. That sounds fun. But guys, we are well over my hour. And I'm going to be eating this lovely Laffy Taffy right here because I'm starting to get a little lightheaded. So, friends, I want to thank you. That's a new take on a come hither look. Oh, God, Ogre, that's brilliant. I hate leaving you guys, but I do need to stop and eat and get a little bit more to drink. It's just that time. It's snack attack time. So let me hit this real quick. I have another close friend who uses throwing knives. She's pretty scary with those things. Well, bring her on in. You know how it goes. I mean, I may have some folks helping me do some bush hogging to get the plates out so that I can play with these on camera for you guys and see if I can still do it. I've yet to try. I intend to record my horrific efforts, and that will be most embarrassing, while I'm getting back into it for at least the Patreon's entertainment. But with that, guys, thank you again for a lovely program. I want to remind you that the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear are all available through Amazon. Get it. I have it on Amazon on Kindle Unlimited, so you can read it for free. Read it for free. Buy the download. Buy the paperback. It all helps. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Feast on your foes. See, Kitty, you and Johnny have more in common than you think. But go get books. Thank you. Thank you for a lovely evening that, frankly, I desperately needed. Kitty's one of a kind and one of the best. Thanks for streaming, Nick. Have a great week, everyone. Yep. With that, guys, Keep your guard up. Do your drills. Be kind to yourself and each other. And as always, thank you for supporting your local sword master. If you want to financially, patreon.com/the Historical Fencing Guild, as little as $1 a month will help me keep the lights on and afford training gear. I just bought 6 rolls of yard fabric to try to redo the list field again. And I'm now saving up for the fancy, probably the rubberized mulch, so that it doesn't attract bugs and stays around longer. It's a thing. Hopefully by next spring I'll have enough saved up to do that. But guys, keep fighting. Hold the line for what you believe. I love you. See you next week.